Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be presenting two different campaigns that I completed this semester for a couple of my other classes. I kind of have a certain philosophy when I tackle a new ad campaign. It mainly revolves around strategic thinking and not so much on the creative side of things. I like the idea of moving boxes as opposed to just wildly creative ideas. The first campaign I'm going to share with you is one I did for the San Francisco Farmers Market. They were an ever-growing establishment that's looking to cater to a younger crowd, and they had the need to eliminate the pretension and some of what of the intimidation factor that's usually associated with the farmers market. All the fresh ingredients, organic, it can be a little tough for the 25 to 30-year-olds. As a solution, I developed a campaign called Meet Your Maker. It comes from the notion of opening up the lines of communication with the producers and growers. By opening up these lines, we're able to form somewhat of a working relationship between the growers and the people that are buying their products. I utilize outdoor, online, and as well as some interesting alternative medias to express this. My campaign hinges around a mobile application that I developed. It acts as a liaison between the growers and the customer. Users can see what is in season, find out more about the farmers, find them on a map, and even start their own farm, which is actually linked to direct purchases that they make at the farmers market via digital codes given out by the farmers. After going to the farmers market and actually meeting some of the growers and producers, I found they had a lot of attitude, and they were, for one, very interesting and generally pretty funny guys. So I thought it'd be great to have a poster campaign that really worked to express some of the attitude and some of the personalities that I found there. The headlines are very witty, and they're supposed to capture that. This next execution features a partnership with Zynga. The online Facebook game maker created a game called Cityville, which has users make their own city pretty much from the ground up, and a large portion of that is actually the farming side of things. So we would actually have a farmers market building as well as special bonuses for players that connect with the San Francisco Farmers Market on Facebook. This execution seeks to leverage some of the relationships that the producers have with the local chefs. A lot of the chefs in the city get a lot of their ingredients from the farmers market directly. So these tags come with your bill, and they're small, little witty things that only the chef and the grower really know about each other, and they're kind of displays of that relationship. This idea would look to catch the customer exactly where they're already thinking about food. We would partner with some of the off-the-grid events that happen around the city and provide the food truck owners with fresh ingredients for a specific large-scale event where we can publicize the fact that a lot of the food truck owners are using fresh ingredients from the farmers market. This execution is a very simple one. I developed these small tags that, again, they kind of focus on the relationship between the customer and the producer with quirky little things such as my maker is vegan only on the weekends. I decided to place these as bumper sticker giveaways, and pretty much anytime anybody buys something, they get one for free. My last execution for the Meet Your Maker campaign is a recipe book that can be bought at the farmers market. The recipe book is actually written by the makers themselves, and for the most part it uses the ingredients that you can buy at the farmers market. The goal is to get the very young customers a little better acquainted with the ingredients and what they can actually do with them. This next campaign I'm going to share with you is one that I did for the Body Shop. The Body Shop was looking more than anything just for a new brand identity. They had some sort of identity, but it really lacked any sort of messaging. They didn't have a direction. It wasn't a very, very strong concept whatsoever. So my goal was to come up with something unique. In response to the brief, I came up with a campaign called the Step Into Smell campaign. It's based on the Body Shop's most valuable asset, their scents. The smell is the first thing you encounter when you walk into the store, and it's the last thing you remember when you leave. This campaign brings these scents to multiple locations, some of them utilizing some new innovative scent technologies to really bring it home for the customer. I started off this campaign with a series of posters that be located in muni stations. The photography features close-ups of the ingredients used in the corresponding scent. The headline reads, "Smells like taking the coolest, most refreshing shower of your life, under the stars, on an island, on top of a mountain, underneath a waterfall, twice." They're very exaggerated, just like the scents. This print execution features a acai berry visual. The idea behind this is that it's placed in certain magazines kind of like a cologne ad would be. The actual paper itself has a small little scent bar right on the actual image itself. So the smell of the Body Shop is being transported right to the magazine. This is one of my alternative medias where we take over a bus station, and inside of the roof we would actually hang fake cherries or fake cucumbers or whatever the scent is. And we would have small scent fans installed so that again, the scent of the Body Shop is being brought right to the customer, especially when they have time to pay attention. This is another pretty alternative kind of execution. It would be placed in shopping malls, and what it is, it's a large wall that has the different colors representing certain scents from the Body Shop. You can actually go up to the wall, and much like Willy Wonka, you can actually scratch and sniff the wall, and it smells like that certain scent. This execution takes advantage of some new age media buys, which are these interactive outdoor units, which are actually large touchscreens. And in this case, it asks, again, with a small scent fan, it's blowing the scent around this actual unit, and it asks the customer to come up and write down exactly what they think it smells like. This last execution hinges on a placement within a hardware store. They're actually paint chips that have, again, a small amount of scent ingrained in them, and they're hidden among paint chips at a hardware store in a display. This is meant to capture specifically women, kind of when they're least expecting it, and bring a little bit of the Body Shop to the hardware store.
So that concludes the sharing portion of our presentation today. Before I let you off the ride, though, I'd like to just kind of talk a little bit about my creative process and a few of the things that I have found to be successful in case there's any other ad people out there watching. Kind of the biggest thing that's been working for me is using lists. Kind of an odd thing, but I just make these massive lists full of everything that I'm thinking in relation to something. Whether it's a certain concept, a certain visual, really anything that's just kind of a part of the bigger machine, and then I put it all together in like a large array kind of thing. So yeah, it's a little bit about my process. Thank you very much for taking